Hey guys, my name is Niklas Huschenbeet and I'm really excited today to announce to you that I'm going to play a Blitz and Talk YouTuber special. And my opponent is famous chess YouTuber Chess Explained. And the funny thing is actually we're both German, but we are going to do this special in English because he has produced most of his videos in English. And I'll go right ahead to Chess24 and I will challenge him right now. We're going to play 2 Blitz games. That means 4 minutes and 2 seconds increment per move. And if you have seen my videos, Blitz and Talk GM special, it's exactly the same time control because I found it just promises the most excitement. And I know you guys like excitement and I like excitement too. So let's find him, not under challenges, but under friends. And here he is, Chess Explained. And we will play 4 minutes and 2 seconds. And here we go. Challenge is out and now I'm waiting for him to accept it. And just a few words about Chess Explained. He's really experienced. I just checked his channel. He has 2,700 videos up and most of them are Blitz videos. So this will definitely be an interesting game. And he is also a strong player himself. He's an international master, ELO 2420. And let me just check real quick if everything is set up and we can start. Here we go. Oh, I think I made it rated, but it's okay. That's okay. Alright, so we're heading for an Italian game here and I like to play this Ivan's Gambit variation. He plays very fast. It seems he's quite knowledgeable in this line. And the funny thing is I just yesterday released a video about this variation, my game against Jan Gustafsson, where we played this exact line and I played quite a nice game, but Gustafsson took on d4 and I definitely think that d6 is the more solid option because now I can regain the pawn, but the black position is pretty solid. So now I give a check. He has to play c6 and I regained the pawn I sacrificed in the opening, but on the other hand now black can just finish his development and his position is definitely solid and fine and it's about roughly equal. So I think knight f6 or b5 are the 2 options. b5 maybe a little bit more ambitious to win some space on the queen side. Now queen c7. And the question is, could I play bishop f4? This would run into bishop d6, so probably can't do that. So I have to move my knight. Well, I just go back to f3, I guess. I wasn't too happy with my position with the knight on e5 anyway, because it's kind of in the way, and now I have this additional option to play e5 sometimes. Maybe after knight f6, always e5 is an option and I will keep an eye on that. Alright, so he plays knight f6. And the question is e5 possible here, or maybe is it premature? I think for now I'm simply gonna castle. And now the question is, how do I continue my development? I think I'll play bishop g5, knight bd2 seems to be the most harmonious setup here. And still this move e5 is in the position. He plays h6, okay. Play my bishop back. This also allows me to sometimes play bishop g3. And now knight h5. Quite an interesting maneuver here. I didn't quite see that coming, but this appears to be quite annoying, honestly, because now he wants to play his knight to f4. And I don't want to allow that, definitely not. So I think I should play bishop g3, and he will now take the bishop, and he has gained the bishop pair. And in chess this is quite a nice thing to have. If you have the two bishops and your opponent doesn't, that oftentimes gives you a slight edge. So I'm not too happy about this recent development, but still not too much is going on and position should definitely be fine. I place bishop f6, and I just finished my development here. I think that seems to be a most natural thing to do. And I'm not quite sure how am I going to set up my pieces yet, but maybe knight d4. Knight d4 with the idea maybe f4 e5, if this somehow is possible. I'm a little bit afraid he might play a6 with the idea c5, so I have to keep an eye on that. But maybe still a6, f4, c5, knight f3, and then I just want to win some space, because you always have to play on the side of the board where you have the pawn majority, and clearly for me that's the the king side. He plays a6, and I can't really do something against this threat c5, so I play f4. And this is kind of a double-edged move, because on the one hand, yes, I'm winning space, but on the other hand, I'm also opening my king and weakening my king. Okay, now play my knight back. And e5 will be coming, that's pretty clear. But the question is that bad for black? So, but e5, knight e4 is coming. I definitely have some ideas here in this position. Play c4. Well, I still play e5. And now I can again place my knight on d4. And that seems to be the move to play here. Now this is a beautiful square, obviously, for my knight. And the other knight might hop to e4 now, and I'm quite content, honestly, with my position. Knight e4 might run into bishop f5 at this point. g4, I could still go for that. Well, I don't know if I really want to go into this pin. I don't like pins that much. So I just play king h2 to go out of this pin. And now obviously my idea is to follow up with knight e4. It's getting a little bit more concrete now, because the position is really unbalanced. And he's having this pawn chain here, two connected pass pawns, and I'm having a very nice center. So the question is, what is better in this particular position? And I feel like in general, usually the center is better, but chess is a very concrete game, so it always depends. Rook d8, he wants to... Okay, taking b7. And now knight e4, rook takes d4, he might give the exchange here. Maybe I should go for that still. Or knight f3, but knight f3 is not the move I really would like to play. Oh, queen c3 is another move I have. But then knight c6. Okay, I play knight e4. I go for knight d6 here, and I expect him in some way to sacrifice the exchange, because I don't think he can really allow my knight to stay on d6. That's definitely not possible. And he will have certainly some compensation with his connected pawns here on the queen side. So possibly rook takes d4, knight d6. So he plays queen c6. He wants to play knight b7, so maybe he is allowing my knight to d6. Well, let's just find out. and I don't have that much time left, so no, he takes. Alright, and now he plays this move, and I play rook e1, take some pieces off the board, well, at least I tried. And I have to hurry a little bit because my time is getting less, and that's not good, because if you have not enough time, then you're more likely to make mistakes. Alright, now he's... Ooh, this is becoming... Uh-oh, I think I'm having problems here. Certainly I'm having problems. Okay, I'm a piece down now. His connected pawns were too strong. And, well, I'm still going to try on, but this position is objectively losing. I don't want to exchange queens, but no, this is just too bad, too bad. Now his queen is active, and this is just hopeless, pretty much. But I won't resign yet. He still has to show me exactly how he's going to win that. G6, okay. Okay, well, I just push my pawn. You can push your pawn, I don't mind. That's fine. Now my pawn is a little bit more dangerous, certainly. And queen a6 might be a problem. Okay, well, it seems I'm going to lose that pawn now. Was not my plan. What's going on here? Probably just knight takes d4. Something like that, yeah. That doesn't look good. Doesn't look good here for me. Could play knight f5 back, or yeah, this move also works obviously. And now you can win the pawn, and he does, and I'm lost. Oh, I lost on time. That's weird, because I still had 3.9 seconds left. And actually this, if you saw my recent game, Grandmaster Special against Georgi Markvelashvili, I also lost on time there. Same thing happened, so I might talk to Chess24 people and check what's happening here, but it's okay because my position is lost anyway. Let's go back to the deciding moment, and then I'm going to challenge Chess Explained again. So he sacrificed the exchange plate, knight b7, and he has really good compensation here because he has these connected pawns, and seems like it's not that easy for me to play, but I definitely don't think I'm worse here. Question is, how exactly should I play? I think to activate my rooks is fine, and c3, and here it just quickly got really bad for me. Maybe d5 is a move here, but I simply don't see how am I going to break through, how am I going to destroy his pawn chain. He's just going to follow up with b4 and a5, and it's just so solid. I don't really see a way to get through there. Maybe, I have an idea. Maybe after a3, a5, I should have played this rook to e5. And the point is that if now b4, now I can take on a5, and the same variation that happened in the game is now not possible because my rook is on e1, obviously defending the c1 square. So maybe that would have been a possibility. Let me just check of the rook 7 e5. Probably he has some other options as well, but rook c5 is quite an unpleasant threat. Yeah, maybe he doesn't have anything better here, and this might be pretty good for me. Ah, I see one move he could play. Maybe knight b7 is a move. The idea is to attack the rook and also take away the square on c5. Alright, this seems to be quite unclear yet. My main problem was simply I had not enough time. So let's try to do this better in the next game. And we're going to play 4+2 again, and this time I'm going to be black. Alright, time to calm down a little bit and to prepare for the next game. This always seems to be a little bit my problem, that I'm just spending too much time talking and not enough time playing fast. So let's do this better, or let's try to do this better now. So I'm playing with the black pieces. He starts with knight f3 and I play c5, play c4, and now I play knight c6. I just recently took a look on this specific position. I always forget the exact move order. Knight c3, now I think knight f6. Now after d4 we would transpose, but he plays with g3, and now I'm a little bit out of book, and that's bad because we're pretty early in the game. I guess I will play with e6. I should definitely check this variation again after I'm done with this game. And I'll play with d5, but I'm pretty sure he has a lot more knowledge in this variation, and this didn't turn out as I hoped it would. Alright, so I think I take, but it's certainly not a position I like to play, and I don't have a lot of knowledge in here, so this really didn't turn out as I hoped. So I have this isolated pawn now. I don't have it anymore, which is good because I don't like to play isolated pawn structures. I was a little bit surprised he took on c6. He could have played knight b3, for example. But certainly his position is fine here as well. Plays knight a4. Seems to repeat the last game where he also played the knight to the edge of the board. I should play my bishop somewhere. He probably folds up with bishop e3. I play bishop b6. This might look strange. Again, I'm giving up my bishop here, but if he takes, it would open up the a file and kind of strengthen my pawn structure. So that's my idea here. And I really didn't like if I play bishop d6 and he folds up with bishop e3, rook c1, he just plays on the black squares, and it would be really difficult for me to play. So I try this rather strange move here, bishop b6. And he takes. I made a pre-move, and he plays b4. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to play bishop a6. Obviously, this seems to be the right diagonal for my bishop. I can also place the bishop on c4, and this seems to be quite a nice square for it. I have ideas to play with rook e8, put some pressure on this pawn. He plays bishop e3 now. So again, he wants to play on the black squares, but I play bishop c4. a4. I'm a little bit worried he might create somehow a passed pawn. Alright. Do I like queen d6? I'm not sure about this move. Maybe just rook e8 now. Also, sometimes maybe having the idea to actually sacrifice the exchange on e3. And also now he can't really move the bishop, obviously, because then the pawn on e2 would be hanging. So also knight g4 is actually a threat right now. So I expect him to play rook e1. Plays queen d4. Okay, that's a different approach. So knight g4 is not possible anymore. And this pawn on b6 is hanging. So I play knight d7, obviously, and now c5 is an idea. And the question is, can he actually prevent c5? I'm not sure. Well, he could simply retreat to d2, and then if c5, the pawn on d5 would be hanging. So that would be one option. He plays rook e1, so he allows me to play c5. So is there a downside to it? Well, I guess let's find out. Let's find out if there's a downside to it. Maybe there's, but it looks interesting, to say the least. And my idea was, after queen d2, I want to play d4 now, and I hope that would work, but maybe it doesn't. Let me check. He takes on a8. Alright, so now my pawn on d5 is hanging, and I have to do something about that. I could play a really weird move like rook a6. No, that's too weird, it doesn't work. I have to play some kind of move, and rather soon. There's got to be a way to protect the pawn. Alright, no, knight b6, a5. Okay, I play d4, and I hope there will be some complications here and I can do something with that, but I don't actually honestly think this will turn out good for me. It takes on a8, could take on e3, but queen d6 is quite annoying. Well, let's see. Queen d6, I have rook e6, and then the queen actually, oh no, he can go to f4, but then rook f6. This looks really complicated. He could also take my bishop right now, like with queen c3 or something alike. He simply takes back. Oh, I should have seen that, because now he takes on d7, and but I can play my queen here, threaten bishop d5, threaten to take on e3, and I definitely have some compensation here, but again, I'm too low on time. I couldn't hold up to my promise to play faster. But bishop d5 is unpleasant, and queen takes e3 is a threat, so probably has to play rook a d1. But then he plays this move. Okay. So he can play rook f3, now attack the rook on a1, attack the rook on f3. He can't protect both, I hope. He can just play rook f1, what he does. And now I should give a check. Not a check, excuse me, attack the queen. And he can do a repeat moves. I could play on with f6, but I'm down a pawn, plus I have less time, so it definitely looks like I should make a draw here. Yeah, and it is a draw. All right. Wow, interesting game as well. Quite embarrassing opening for me because I was out of book pretty soon. I think here maybe I should play with g6 here. Maybe that's the right way to play. Probably it is the right way to play. Okay, I still have to check this variation. So, and then we reach this position. This really seems to be the critical position after rook fe1. I played c5, quite a committing move, and maybe it just doesn't work because after queen d2 I couldn't protect the pawn on d5 anymore. So maybe I should play a different move here. Maybe something like queen c7. But honestly, I don't like this position too much. Here's the bishop pair, here's this pass pawn on the a file. No, I don't think my position is particularly good here. And the queen d2. So I was looking at rook a6 just for you to see he can still take on d5, because after rook d6 he can take on f7 unfortunately, and the rook on d6 is hanging. So I tried d4, but honestly this cannot work, I'm pretty sure. D takes e3, and now maybe not f takes e3. Queen d6 is one move, queen c3 is another one. And no, I don't believe in my position at this point. E takes f2, king takes. No, I don't even see a way to create problems here for white, honestly. Queen takes a8, queen takes c4. No, there's just nothing really there. So queen c3 would have been an improvement, because in this position with the open diagonal I definitely have some compensation. And now queen e4, rook f1. And another move would have been queen takes e3, rook f2. Yeah. No, I think what I played was better. Bishop d5, rook f3, and now I was able to win back the exchange with queen e5, double attack rook and rook here. And at this point after rook e7, maybe white can play on. Let's say a move like queen b5 maybe, or queen c6. Queen c6 looks like a decent move. And I would probably make some space for my king, and now a5 doesn't look good for me honestly. I think white is clearly better here, but I can understand he made a draw because he won this little mini match with 1.5 to 1/2, and so that's quite understandable. Alright, so we reached the end of this first YouTuber special of mine against Chess Explained. Thanks a lot to Christoph. Christoph Silicki is his real name, and definitely check out his videos as well, because this gives you a slightly different perspective on this whole game, and this is the great thing about this YouTuber special, that you can see the same game out of two different perspectives. So definitely check out his video and his channel, especially if you like to watch Blitz games, because he has almost 2,000 videos of him playing Blitz games, and you just saw he plays pretty good chess. So definitely have a look on that. Alright, if you have any comments, just post them below, and if you enjoyed this video, then I would be happy if you subscribe to my channel. Alright, see you soon. Bye guys.